Tell us your name and tell us about your project.
My name is Leon Foucault. My project is the Foucault's pendulum. I obviously named it after myself because I'm brilliant. So the way the pendulum works is that it hangs from a dome or any flat surface, and you pull one side and it swings back and forth. All right. There is no force being applied to the pendulum other than gravity. So the direction will never change. But an illusion that is created is that over a 24-hour period, when you look at it, it will look as if the direction has changed. This is because of the Earth's rotation.
What are you guys trying to do or find?
My team and I were working to illustrate Earth's gravitational rotation. It is important to show that the Earth is spinning because of what it affects. It affects time of day, the temperature, and it plays effects on the ocean and the wind's currents.
Where did the project or experiment occur?
The, the pendulum was first assembled in Paris, France, where I originated from.
What other significant events were happening around the world at that time?
Well, a lot of the significant events that were happening around the world at this time happened to originate where I come from, France. We were having lots of turmoil, including on May 31st, 1950, we abolished universal suffrage. So many people had to go out and reestablish rights to votes. You had to be a France citizen for at least 3 years. In December 2nd, 1851, Louis Napoleon led a coup d'etat in France. On April 1st, 1852, the Second British-Burmese War began. On December 2nd, 1852, Napoleon declared himself Emperor of France, and the Second Empire of my country began.
Who else was involved in this project?
Heike Kamerling Ons took on my pendulum idea after I first performed it in 1851. He performed many experiments to make it more precise. He developed a complete theory that showed, after many experiments, that after an hour, the pendulum would go from a linear motion to an elliptic oscillation. I got my inspiration from Vincenzo Vivino. He illustrated a pendulum, but he never made the connection that I made between the pendulum and Earth's rotation.
What was your role in the project?
So I basically did it all. It was my idea. I used some previous thoughts and ideas with the pendulum, but these I performed on my own. And so I built this one along. I had a construction people who built it on location, but the design was mine. I first exhibited it in the Meridian of the Paris Observatory. My most famous exhibit of the pendulum was hung from the dome of the Pantheon in Paris. The pendulum I built used a 62-pound iron ball that was suspended from the dome by a steel wire.
What impact did your project have on the physics community?
My pendulum is so iconic that till this day, in many universities, they still demonstrate it. It is very popular for universities to have one in display at all times. And say they bring a physics class in there, they'll take it, lift it up, and start and watch it throughout the day and see how it seems the direction changes. With this also gives many students a basic understanding of physics. Another thing is that we were able to demonstrate that the period of a pendulum swing is 16 and a half seconds. As time goes on, the direction should never change. However, it seems to have changed. It creates an illusion. And this illusion is because of Earth's rotation. Over a 24-hour period, if you started the pendulum at the beginning, it may seem as if it is swinging left to right. But by the end of the 24-hour period, it'll seem as if the pendulum is swinging right to left.